In this video, we're going to look at another selection statement. This is the third part of the selection statement videos, and we're going to be talking about case statements. So what is a case statement? Well, a case statement is basically just an alternative selection construct, and it evaluates, like the ifs and the nested ifs, a single value, but uniquely it could be single values separated by commas. So we could have January, February, March, April, etc. And we can also have a range of values. So you can have, for example, just a list of letters which are acceptable in a password. For example, you can only allow them letters A to F in the password. And so you can very easily use a case statement to test whether the letter that the user entered is in a range of values. And these two reasons are what make case statements unique to if statements and nested ifs. So let's look at how a case statement would look in pseudocode. Before we do that, I'm going to explain the program in blue. So this is a typical selection statement. It's not a case statement, but in this program you ask the user for a hex char, and then you test the value of hex char. So you say if the hex char is equal to A, or if the hex char is equal to B, or hex char is equal to C, or D, or E, or hex char is equal to F. I've just shortened it for space there. Then output the word valid. If the hex char is not A, B, C, D, E, or F, then you can output not valid. Hopefully that's clear. But in pseudocode, a case statement for exactly the same program would look like this. And so we start with case of hex char. Now what that does is it just loads the value of hex char into the processor's memory, and then it proceeds to test each individual case within this statement. So with the if statement, it was testing whether hex char was equal to A or B or C or D or E or F. But in the case statement, you can have a single line that says A dot dot F, which shows that it's a range of values. And then if that is the case, okay, if that's true, then you can output valid. Now for the second half, we have to use a phrase called otherwise. And otherwise is simply the else statement. And you say otherwise output not valid. And then we end the case. And so if we look at the size of the code, or pseudocode for the case statement compared to the size of the pseudocode for a normal selection statement or an if statement, then you can see that this makes it much easier for a programmer or a user to read. So when it comes to implementing case statements in Python, unfortunately, it's not possible. Case statements are not part of the Python language. So what you need to do is you need to use if statements or nested if statements instead. So let's have a look at how our case statement from the previous page would look in Python. And just to recap, the pseudocode is case of hex char, so this is after we get the input from the user, and then you test whether the hex char is between A and F, and if it is, you output valid, otherwise you output not valid. And here's a Python program. So as you can see, we declare the variable hex char as a character, we get the input from the user, enter a hex character, but we can't have a case statement. Case statements don't exist in Python. But, and this is important, Python does have this keyword called in, which allows you to test ranges like case statements. So you can say that if hex char is in A, B, C, D, E, or F, okay, you have to enter all the characters, unfortunately, A, B, C, D, E, or F, then you can print valid, otherwise, or else you print not valid. And that's how you take a case statement, pseudocode, and implement it, or in this case, you implement it as an if statement using that in keyword. So that's a new one for you.